Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome once again to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. Today, before I go into today's topic, let's jump into the Wayback Machine and go all the way back to yesterday. Yesterday, I was ranting and raving about what floats your boat, and I was talking about flotation. And one of my viewers commented that, what about riggers? And you know what? With riggers, you're screwed. Because there's just no room for anything in riggers. I mean, that's the design. Take your equipment and draw the smallest box around it you can. That's the tub. Make the smallest floats you can. Those are the sponsons. Put the most power in it you can and go. You know? So with riggers, you got to rely on what's in the sponsons. In this case, it's just air. Most wood ones use a foam core, so that's usually pretty good. And if you're building like the shrimp rigger or something, you cut, pink construction foam and you shove it in there because you want flotation. Enough of that. Back to the subject at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, right before your eyes, this is my coffee cup. Right before your eyes is something you have not seen in some time. And part of the reason you haven't seen it in some time is I have another boat of similar size and capability, and it's kind of, having two of the same thing is kind of weird. I have this and the shrimp outrigger, and they're both the same size and similar power systems. So this originally was powered with 2S and one of Steve New's air-cooled motors. And it was a goer, it would do every bit of 45, pushing 50 miles an hour, but I had a hard time keeping it in a straight line. It cornered real well, but it was unpredictable in the straights. And I attribute that to a lot of things. Primarily, though, it's slop in the steering system, and I still have some slop, but I've taken out quite a bit of slop. These metal ball ends, you can see there's a ring here. How they're made is this ball end, this anodized bit, is all one piece, and then the ball goes down here, and then this silver ring is snapped in over it. Sometimes you can get a piece of tubing or something and slip it over the ball and catch that silver plate and just push it in a little bit more and tighten it up. I've done that on a couple and it's really helped. Part of the problem was my servo. I had one of those little ubiquitous 9-gram metal geared servos, and it may not have had enough torque for this boat. It certainly had more gear lash than I needed, so it went and I replaced it with one of these little digital servos. A digital servo is going to hold its position a little better. Using the same 16th wire drive, I'm now using a 2860 generic motor. This is not, even though this says Leopard on it, it's not a Leopard motor. It's just one of those generic Chinese motors. This time I'm going to run it with a ZTW Shark 60, and I'm going to run it off of 3S. I'm going to run packs of 1800 to 2.2. It's the same batteries I run in the Mini Dom and its brother, actually its sister, the Cobra M450. That's the thing with a plastic hull that's got decent equipment in it. So they'll all run off the same batteries. A lot of these little boats, because they're little, get dedicated batteries. You know, you have to find the battery that fits, not a choice of batteries that fit. You get one. So there you go. The advantages of having a clean workbench. You can actually work on stuff. This has been sitting around for a while. I had time to knock it out. It didn't need a whole lot. I do need to pull the motor out one more time. I've got some... I didn't have enough 12-gauge wiring of appropriate colors, so I ordered some wiring. So I'm going to... Because speed control doesn't reach the motor, I'm going to have to extend the wires. I don't really like the idea of pushing the speed control up forward, although I suppose I could. Height becomes an issue because this tub actually gets deeper back here, because the Chinese guys that were looking at the drawings didn't understand that it was supposed to have one narrow ski on the bottom. And they made the bottom the entire ski. So Chinese copies. Anyway, look for this upcoming soon. I still have a few boats to tinker, test, and tune. I have the Bat boat that needs a last little bit. The Mozilla. I made a shorter turn fin. Actually, I looked in my box of scrap material here, and I reached in and found a piece of scrap and go, oh, you know, I could drill a hole right there, and that's a turn fin. I'll sharpen that edge. So it's got a piece of scrap on there masquerading as a turn fin, because the other ones I made were pretty big. I'll take those out to the pond just in case I need them. And there you go. You know, there are a lot of devices out there, motor testers and the like, that give you a servo tester. These things, when you're setting up boats or airplanes or cars or, you know, I don't know, RC tanks, these are real nice for getting your servos centered and, you know, getting the direction right and all that. It's just a servo tester. You know, it'll move the servo independent of a radio. You know, you can just... You do not need a radio to work the servo. And you know that about 1.5 milliseconds right there is neutral. And so you can set everything up as neutral and then, you know, check your travel and all that. And you can also check how much slop you have. And yeah, I still got a little bit of slop. And some of it might be there. We'll chase it down and see if we can't tighten it up. But thought I'd show you that. This is coming back. Until next time, boys and girls, jet out. Oh, by the way, a little addendum to today's videos. You see these way cool 8mm OD, 6mm ID cooling lines? These silicone tubing lines are not from OSE. They're not from Bill Oxidine. They're not from any model boat supplier at all. This is food-grade silicone tubing, available in all sorts of lengths, sizes, and colors. It's the same stuff they sell to the model boaters, but it's far cheaper when you get it in bulk as food grade tubing. Food grade silicone tubing. Silicone. Silicon is a mineral. Silicone is what girls put in their boobs. So until next time, boys and girls, jet out.